Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. You guys are currently looking at updates of Iain Valliere. I believe these were about 2 or 3 days before the Toronto Pro. And I also want to give another huge congratulations to Iain for winning the Toronto Pro and punching his ticket to the Mr. Olympia. Now, since Iain won that show, a lot of people have been very upset. In my last video of Iain winning the Toronto Pro, I would say 90 to 95% of people preferred Hassan Mustafa, including myself. And someone actually dropped a very interesting comment on that video, and they said, has Iain Valliere ever won a show decisively? And taking nothing away from Iain, almost every time he wins a show, there's a lot of controversy behind it. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this statement? But as far as the Toronto Pro goes, I preferred Hassan Mustafa, but I would not say he was robbed by any means. In comparison to Iain Valliere, I just don't think Hassan was conditioned enough. And I'm aware that bodybuilding shows aren't judged just based off conditioning, muscularity, symmetry, balance, all of that good stuff. But the difference in conditioning between these two guys was pretty big. Hassan Mustafa, in comparison to Iain Valliere in these most muscular shots, I would go as far as to say he looks maybe even 6 weeks out. But let me know what you guys think about that. Now, I wanted to discuss Fouad Abiad's comments on Iain Valliere winning the Toronto Pro, because I found them very interesting coming from the #1 podcast in bodybuilding. So Fouad posted on his story, people, you cannot accurately judge such a close show via live stream. If that was the case, IFBB judges would sit at home and do it via laptop instead of flying all over the world. And I 100% agree with it, especially the Toronto Pro live stream. Even though it was $100 for the entire day, that was a pretty low quality live stream. EP09 ranted about that plenty of times. But the second paragraph was the most interesting. And I quote, "Give your blank head a shake. Just admit when you're wrong and try to learn from it. Try and have some respect for a guy who just keeps winning instead of hating. It makes you look weak and salty AF." So coming from Fouad Abiad, the owner of Hostile Supplements, if you preferred Hassan Mustafa over Iain Valliere, you're hating, you look weak, and you look salty as fuck. But enough of that. I also wanted to discuss what Nick Trigili had to say about Iain Valliere winning the 2023 Toronto Pro. Since I'm an expert, of course Nick is an expert, but as I stated, your conditioning was spot on. You dominated the side shots, your quads looked their best ever, but the injuries are piling on. It's not personal, it's a part of sports. You've been at this a while, eventually everyone has to face that their career isn't forever. I know it isn't easy to deal with, but you have had plenty of wins and success that you should be proud of no matter what happens going forward. For the fans, me saying Hassan looked like the winner doesn't mean I'm a hater. Grow up. And I do think this was a little bit harsh towards Iain Valliere. Nick Trigili was basically saying that Iain's career is over even though he just won a show. Now, I will say this. Even though Iain just won the Toronto Pro and he was prepped by Matt Jansen, I don't think that he is improving, and it's going to be very hard for him to place top 10 at the Olympia. Last year, Michal Krizo was 12th, and I don't think Iain Valliere is going to be Michal Krizo this year. Nothing personally against Iain. But let's wrap up this entire topic. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? And speaking of Michal Krizo, he actually posted up some updates at 2 weeks out from the Impro Classic. And Michal Krizo finally has the level of conditioning that everyone has been looking for, and we still have 2 more weeks to go into the show. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about these recent updates on Michal Krizo? My only worry, as you guys can see on the right, with Krizo coming in this condition, the legs do look a little bit down in size, especially from behind. But as far as the Impro Classic goes, I would be very, very surprised if Michal Krizo doesn't win that show. And when Michal Krizo earns his qualification for this year's Olympia, I will be looking for him to place within the top 10. Now, in the next update of the day, we have a somewhat recent update from Nick Walker. This was around the time of the Toronto Pro. I believe a new gym just opened called the Torture Room. Dan Solomon, Jake Wood, Jay Cutler, a lot of guys were down there. Milos, Regan Grimes. Nick Walker is looking pretty good in these updates, and he has also already started his prep for the Mr. Olympia. I believe we're about 22 weeks out. And I've said this before, do not count out Nick Walker. Just because Samson beat him at the Arnold Classic doesn't mean it's going to happen at the Mr. Olympia. It's possible that Nick Walker moves up in places. It's also possible that he goes down. Now let's switch over to Keone Pearson, who recently posted up some crazy updates at 10 weeks out from the Texas Pro. And every time I see an update of Keone Pearson, I ask myself the same question. Can this physique be competitive against Sean Clarita at the Olympia? Based off what I'm seeing right now, it looks like Keone is going to bring his all-time best to the Texas Pro. And depending on how Keone looks at Texas, we're all going to start to gauge on how he's going to place at the Mr. Olympia. But everything is looking great. I believe Keone is looking the best he has ever looked. As I always mentioned, Keone is one of the best posers in the 212 division. Looking forward to seeing this guy on the Texas Pro stage. Now let's switch over to Branch Chen Kang, who recently did a guest posing. And we haven't seen much from him since the Mr. Olympia. And I actually predicted this guy to place 4th. I predicted him over my favorite bodybuilder in the world, Breon Ainsley. And Branch Chen Kang did not finish in the top 10, unfortunately. I believe he was a little bit off with his conditioning. But even with that being said, I believe Branch still has a physique that could place top 6 at the Olympia. But this guy does have to win a show if he wants to compete at this year's Olympia. And from how he's looking right now, I don't think he has any show in sight. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about Branch Chen Kang? Is he still a threat in the classic physique division? Is he even going to do a show this year to qualify? Hopefully he does. I really like this guy's physique. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who are these legendary bodybuilders. And 2 of these bodybuilders are 2 of my favorites of all time. A little bit shorter guys, but they can definitely beat some giants. The guy on the left beat Dorian Yates. But I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. I'm Krishan from GOAT Fitness. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's it. I'm out.